Thank you very much, Richard. And as was mentioned, I'm Dave Gordon, the proud Sacramento County Superintendent of Schools. And it's my honor to welcome each and every one of you to this year's 2025 Teachers of the Year Banquet. You are in for a very exciting evening tonight. We'll introduce some of the most inspirational teachers you have ever met. In fact, let's invite right now two of these inspirational teachers onto the stage, Jamie Davis and Danya Harding. They were chosen to represent Sacramento County as last year's 2024 Teachers of the Year. Jamie is a fourth grade teacher at Union House Elementary School in the Elk Grove Unified School District. And Danya is a 6th through 12th grade history and social studies teacher at Leroy Green Academy in the Natomas Unified School District. Please welcome Jamie and Tonya.
Welcome, everybody. It's been an honor being the SCOE 2024 Teacher of the Year, one of them. And really, this honor, just to be shared with Danya, has been just a really amazing experience, and I'm very lucky to have shared this with her. Also to have represented Elk Grove Unified School District this past year. Teachers certainly don't get into education for the accolades. We all know that. And in my experience, teachers, usually the best teachers are the most humble. In this profession, it is typically thankless, but nights like tonight are really important. And tonight is a night to recognize and celebrate the outstanding teachers in this room. They will share their stories with us. And I think tonight what's even more important are the stories you'll hear from their students. And I want to say congratulations to all of the teachers tonight, and thank you for the work that you do.
Last year at this time, I was very sick, and I was excited to bestow this honor, but I missed the opportunity to tell a story. When I was in high school, I started out as a freshman who was a really good student, but very frightened. Soon became a popular 12th grader with not so great grades. I took a journalism class, and during that class, I met someone, my teacher, and she asked me, "What do you want to do later in life?" And I said, "I have absolutely no idea." And she said, "Well, you know, every year, the valedictorian makes the commencement speech at graduation." And she must have checked my grades, because I was not going to be the valedictorian. And she said, "So this year, what we're going to do is we're going to hold a speech contest, because usually the valedictorian speeches aren't that great." So she said, "And I want you to try out for this opportunity." And I did, and I won. And the name of my speech that I gave at our graduation was, "We can, we must, we will." Well, the name of the teacher was Eleanor Hickey. And she is the person, the fabulous teacher for whom this award is named. She saw my potential. That experience pushed me to be better and ultimately led me here. Being selected as Sacramento County Teacher of the Year helped me in many ways this past year. It came at a time when I was dealing with the impending death of my mother and the unexpected death of my brother. Each time I was at a low point, there was an email from Rachel, you know, you get all those emails from her, with another event that lifted up my spirits and reminded me that I still had work to do. This honor led to other awards. I was named Outstanding Teacher of the Year by the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Educator of the Year by the Detroit chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority, and I was selected and attended the Supreme Court Institute in Washington, D.C. However, the best part of the honor was seeing how proud my family and students were of me. Many said, "Ooh, you should quit while you're ahead and go out on top." Instead, I have pushed myself to be better, to do more for my students, to design a new curriculum, to institute new pedagogical strategies, and to effectuate change beyond my classroom. I can, I must, and I will continue to evolve as an educator, and I know all of you will too. Thank you, and congratulations to all the fabulous educators who are here. Your presence and dedication are a testament to the impact you have made on the lives of our students. You are here because you deserve to be here. Own it.
We are also appreciative of the ongoing support by our sponsors, who continue to be excellent partners in education. Please join me in thanking Sacramento Kings, Sacramento River Cats, and Sacramento Republic Football Club, who for many years have hosted all our Teachers of the Year for special recognition at a home game during their season. We also appreciate our partners in education who are with us tonight. School's First Federal Credit Union, our sponsor for the Teachers of the Year event at the River Cats, that includes on-field recognition and a beautiful reception in the Giant Suite every spring, and partners the Sacramento Scottish Rite and Sacramento Educational Cable Consortium. Let's thank all of our great partners in education. And now I have the esteemed pleasure of introducing our Master of Ceremonies, Fox 40 Morning News anchor Richard Sharp. In nearly 3 decades of journalism, Richard Sharp has experienced nearly every job in a television newsroom: reporter, anchor, producer, photographer, and video editor. And Richard, I know there's a lot more than that. He's won 3 Emmy Awards and has been nominated for over a dozen more. Richard's son, who is now entering 7th grade in the Folsom Cordova Unified School District, has advanced from the Sacramento County History Day competition to the state level not once, but twice. Yeah. Congratulations, Dad. Mr. Sharp has regularly hosted the newly crowned Teachers of the Year during a live segment on Fox 40 News in the morning, and it's my understanding that he'll be doing that again come Monday morning. So please join me in a warm welcome as we bring Richard Sharp to the podium. Thank you so much, Richard.
Thank you, Superintendent Gordon. It is a treat to be here, and thank you all for being here. With all the brain power in this room, it's kind of intimidating to be on this side of the microphone. So thank you, and bear with me. It's truly an honor to be the Master of Ceremonies for this year's Teachers of the Year banquet and to acknowledge the 14 amazing teachers that serve throughout our wonderful county. So I just want to say real quick, if I had to guess, I think a lot of you in this room tonight would probably underestimate the impact you have on students' lives. I'm 50 years old, and I still remember the 3 teachers who are the only reason I'm standing here today. I get a little choked up when I say their names, so bear with me here. My 1st grade teacher, Mrs. Soderberg, my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Hyde, and my high school physics teacher, Mr. Chenworth. Back then, when I was in elementary school and junior high, way back then, I was not what would you call a great student, not a good student, not even an average student. I was terrible at paying attention. I was horrible at reading, horrible. For most of elementary school, I was put in a class for students who struggled. Other students made fun of me. I thought I just wasn't smart. I thought I really didn't have much of a future. Luckily, Mrs. Soderberg, Mrs. Hyde, and Mr. Chenworth did. So 1st grade was a long time ago, but I will never forget how Mrs. Soderberg made me feel and included me, never made me feel guilty when we were reading out loud in class and it took me 2 or 3 or 4 times as long as everyone else. In 6th grade, Mrs. Hyde recognized that I learned differently, needed more time to grasp certain concepts. Sometimes she even made everyone wait while she would explain something to me 2 or 3 or 4 times. She made me feel like I mattered. They both made me feel like I was deserving of their attention. That went a long way. I don't know, maybe she suspected what I wouldn't know until later, that I have dyslexia. School was hard for me. I found out about it not until I was an adult. I was working in journalism doing a story about learning disabilities. This is when I was living in Texas a long time ago. And the doctor that I was talking to started describing some of the disabilities or the learning challenges. And he was describing dyslexia, and it just hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And I told him, hey, you're describing me. So he had me take a real quick test, and sure enough, it was dyslexia. From then on, I've had to work daily to overcome that challenge, and, well, now I read for a living, 5.5 hours every morning. I get up early to do it. I know that Mrs. Soderberg and Mrs. Hyde would be super proud of what I do today, given what they saw so many years ago. Mr. Chenworth, well, he'd probably think my career is fitting, given the student he taught. He would like to have me come up in front of the class and do experiments. He knew I wasn't the greatest student, but I was good at the experiments. Once he said, I will give you an A in this entire class, whole year, if you could hold this floating ring down on an electromagnetic rod, and you have to hold it down there for a minute. I was sold. Didn't need to hear anything else. I learned the hard way that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. I held that thing down, and within about 2 seconds, all of the energy that was keeping it floating turned to heat, and it burned my fingers. I pulled my hand back, it shot up and launched over the class. I laughed, the whole class laughed, but Mr. Chenworth just sat on the side and smiled. Needless to say, I did not get the A. But he thanked me for doing it, said I was a good sport. He recognized that I had some good qualities, and he knew that there are many ways to be a good student. Just as I know, there are many ways to be a great teacher. So, thank you. So some of you have said this before. Please understand, they may not tell you. They probably won't thank you for it, but your students will remember you. Take it from me. So for all of those that don't say it, thank you for everything you do. 2 of you will leave with trophies tonight, but you are all winners. Thank you. So, okay, here we go. You guys ready? Representing the Center Joint Unified School District as 2025 Teacher of the Year is Megan Benz. She had this to say. I cultivate a safe and welcoming environment in everything I do, from the way I greet students at the door to getting to know them through warm-up questions and constantly wandering the room during class to check in with them. Come on up. Megan is a social science teacher for the 10th through 12th grade students at McClellan High School. She'll be introduced this evening by Elena Ramirez. Elena?
Hello, my name is Elena Ramirez, and I am very honored to be here. Ms. Benz was my social studies teacher for 2 years. I've never really had a good relationship with my teachers growing up. I remember being looked down at by my teachers, never really met eye to eye. They either saw me as a pain, or they couldn't stand me, or I faded in with the rest of the kids. I expected the same thing when I came to McClellan, but that's when I met Ms. Benz. Right away, she saw me for who I was. I didn't have to hide or feel bad for outbursts or sitting not still. She liked to make things work for the kids. She would experiment with her assignments. At the end of the week, she would let us know about feedback so that we didn't feel lost when we had reviews or had questions. She loved to help us. She never had an issue, even if you did sit there and ask 50 times, Ms. Benz, what are we doing? Because most of the time, kids were either sneaking their phones out, and then she would give you the look. Everyone knew the look. If you ever needed help, she was never one to shy away. She would be right next to you. Her door was always open from the moment she stepped on campus, from the moment she stepped off. Ms. Benz was always invested in her students. She would always be there for you. She would ask how your life at home would be, and then also at school if you had any problems. I'm trying not to cry. If you were ever out sick, she would email you, ask you how you're doing, wonder when you would come back, asked if you had any questions on the assignment, and then tell you she'd miss you. She gave me hope that when I went to college, I'd find a teacher just as understanding as her, but there really is only one Miss Bentz. I truly can't stress enough how grateful I am for having her as a teacher. I'm very positive she has impacted other students as I. Thank you.
You got me. Surely got me. Hi, my name's Megan Bentz, and I am honored to be the Teacher of the Year representing Center Joint Unified School District. The foundation of my work is relationships. Everything I do in my classroom and around campus is focused on building connections with students, just like Lena, because when they feel a sense of belonging, it completely changes their experience in school. RJ Ed, the program that trained me in restorative justice, talks about our work as a culture of care. And that's exactly what it boils down to for me. I care. I care about my students, their success, their lives, their goals, their dreams, their worries. I care about my team. I care about leaving my school a better place than when I found it. I'm so honored to be nominated for this award. Teaching can sometimes be a quiet profession. Unless you're one of my kids, you don't really see and experience what goes on every day. Shining a light on the work that I'm really passionate about makes me beam. So I'm just really happy to be here. Thank you for the recognition. I'm getting choked up. Thank you to my colleague, Kim Bione, for working so closely beside me to build the culture and community we now have. Thank you to my family for the endless support. Thank you to Lena for being here today and sharing your experiences. Thank you.
For the Elk Grove Unified School District, they have two 2025 Teachers of the Year. Their first Teacher of the Year is Lisa Bjorgum. She had this to say. Come on up. I utilize questioning strategies that promote safety, encourage participation, validate student responses, and demonstrate that making mistakes help fire neurons in the brain to help us learn. Lisa is a math teacher from 11th to 12th grades at Pleasant Grove High School. Lisa will be introduced by Chiguzie Marachuku. Chiguzie, get it?
Hi, my name is Chigo Matashuku. I'm a current physician assistant student at Stanford and a graduate from Berkeley, and I am always a very proud past student of Mrs. Bjorgum. Ms. Bjorgum has served as an educator, leader, and mentor for me for almost 10 years now, and my older and younger siblings have had the privilege of knowing and learning from her, so she's been an educational influence in our lives for up to 15 years now, too. I met Ms. Bjorgum through Mathletes when I was 13 and just entering high school, and then 3 years later, I joined her AP Statistics course. On certain days, Mrs. Bjorgum would assign us teaching videos to watch at home, and then we'd come to her classroom and do practice problems. I have never done so many mathematical exercises with an educator before, and as a result, my strength and comfort in statistics is still strong. Not that strong, but still strong, even up to 8 years later. Mrs. Bjorgum's demeanor, which is kind, humorous, and encouraging, is reinforced by her really incredible goal to see each student move forward at their own pace. As someone who asks a ton of questions, I always felt very seen and heard by her, and it quickly made her my favorite educator. But in addition to her role as an educator, which is already so much, she also supports her students outside of the classroom. You can see her jogging with students outside for cross country and track. And I also remember her offering transportation to students to go to Mathletes competitions, which always meant a lot to me because it was always very difficult for me to have transport to my extracurricular activities. And now that I'm older, I really appreciate the sacrifices that she made as a teacher, as a wife, as a mother, all for her students, which is really, really something that I'll never be able to say thank you enough for. So I have the privilege to also know her as one of my mentors. She is also one of the leaders for the Gifted and Talented Education, GATE program, and she was the one who really helped me learn about going to college and different types of colleges and gave me a lot of support for that. So again, there's no doubt in my mind that Mrs. Bjorgum deserves this award, and I'm so grateful to be introducing her tonight.
Hi, I'm truly honored and humbled to be here tonight. This recognition is a reflection of the passion and dedication I have for my work as an educator. I want to take this opportunity to express my deepest gratitude to my family, Brian, Zalia, and Kiari, for their unwavering support. Thank you to my fellow teachers. Reading your bios on why we teach continues to inspire me. To my administrators, thank you for always being my cheerleaders. And to my students, such as Chikose, thank you for your enthusiasm for learning and for making every day a great day. Some people envy professional athletes because they make millions of dollars doing the thing that they love. I only envy their millions of dollars. I have a job that not only fits me, but the career that I love. I treasure the aha moments in the classroom, making my students excited to learn, even if I have to bribe them with junk food, and the thank you notes that I get from my students. One of my recent students, EJ, wrote, "You always bring a smile to my face whenever I walk into your classroom because you're full of energy and life." At the beginning of my freshman year, I was filled with dread. Math had always been a subject that I struggled with, and I was convinced that I would never be able to understand it, no matter how hard I tried. But you saw something in me that I didn't see in myself: potential. From the very first day of class, you went above and beyond to help me succeed. You stayed late after school to work on with me one-on-one, patiently explaining concepts until they finally clicked. You never gave up on me, even when I wanted to give up on myself. But it wasn't just your dedication to helping me improve my math skills that made you special to me. It was your unwavering belief in me and your ability to inspire me to push myself beyond my limits. You taught me that failure is not the end, but rather an opportunity to learn and to grow. Thanks to you, I not only passed my math class with flying colors, but I also developed a newfound confidence in my abilities. You always want the best for your students, and I love that you want us to succeed. I aspire to be you, hardworking, kind, and open-minded. Thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you for pushing me to be the best version of myself. And thank you for showing me with the right guidance and support that anything is possible. Your student, EJ. I believe that education is the most powerful tool that we have to shape the future. Don't ever underestimate the impact that we have on young lives. We have the power to inspire, to motivate, to help every one of our students reach their full potential. I accept this award on behalf of all the teachers who work tirelessly every day to make a difference in the lives of their students. Together, we are shaping the future and making a better world for generations to come. Thank you once again for this incredible honor.
And for the second Teacher of the Year, representing Elk Grove Unified School District, Lori Osborne. I take pride in creating and maintaining a safe and welcoming learning environment. Every day at Arrival, my students are greeted at the classroom door with eye contact and a smile. Lori teaches 6th grade at Zenner Ranch Elementary School. Is that right? And will be introduced by Layla Boyd.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Layla Boyd, and I am a 7th grader at Pinkerton Middle School. It is my honor to be here today to introduce you to Miss Lori Osborne. Miss Osborne was my 6th grade teacher last school year, and I can confidently say that Miss Osborne is one of the most inspirational role models I have ever encountered. Miss Osborne has a remarkable ability to encourage her students to be leaders, free thinkers, and strive for greatness. She achieves these objectives through a variety of means, including providing life experiences, creatively teaching the sixth grade curriculum, and including providing life experiences, and an unwavering belief in her students' abilities. One of the most outstanding aspects of Ms. Osborne's teaching is her ability to radiate positivity, confidence, and creativity, which she freely shares with her students. For example, she envisioned and brought to life the Film Crew project. Under her guidance, we have created multiple instructional videos for the students at Zender Ranch Elementary. We have entered our work in the SECC SIVA Awards, and we even had a chance to go to the KCRA3 News Studio for a tour. Being a part of Ms. Osborne's film crew has taught me invaluable life lessons in teamwork, collaboration, leadership, while also igniting a future career in education. While in Ms. Osborne's class, myself and many of my fellow classmates were able to excel academically. This is due to Ms. Osborne's talent of explaining complex concepts in a way that all students can understand. She ensures that every student is engaged and has a voice. This creates an inclusive and supporting learning environment. Her dedication to making learning enjoyable is evident, as our class often bursts into laughter while discussing math problems or sharing opinions on essays. Being a part of Ms. Osborne's class has provided me with experiences I will always cherish. A standout moment was the organization of the Zender Ranch College Fair. It started as a class project where we were tasked with researching various colleges and universities and then developing them into poster presentations. But thanks to Ms. Osborne's vision, this project spread to the entire sixth grade. But she didn't stop there. Ms. Osborne reached out to numerous higher education institutions, securing donations for promotional items. This effort resulted in a school-wide college fair orchestrated by Ms. Osborne and our sixth grade class. The college fair gave the opportunity for all students at Zender Ranch Elementary to explore higher education options and enjoy some fun college-themed giveaways. Ms. Osborne's dedication to celebrating our achievements, promoting teamwork, and creating a welcoming community atmosphere truly sets her apart. Her compassionate nature, outside-the-box thinking, and steadfast belief in us highlight why she is an extraordinary educator. I can't thank Ms. Osborne enough for my experience I had in her sixth grade class. It was life-changing. She has inspired me to choose education as my career path. She is a one-of-a-kind teacher who leaves a long-lasting impact on all of her students. It is my honor to stand up here today and introduce you to Ms. Lori Osborne for Elk Grove Unified School District Teacher of the Year.
Layla Boyd, do not be surprised if you see her standing here in the future. Good evening. It is my distinct honor to be standing before you representing Elk Grove Unified School District as the Teacher of the Year. This is a recognition I never dreamed was possible. With gratitude, please let me acknowledge my superintendent, Mr. Chris Hoffman, my principal at Zender Ranch Elementary School, Mrs. Sherelle Keelatan, my colleagues, my sorority sisters, and my family. Being selected as the Teacher of the Year is the highest professional achievement, and it's something I will treasure for the rest of my life. A teaching career I once thought was ordinary was actually quite extraordinary. This whole process has been a journey of self-reflection, and it has often reminded me of the African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child." Well, guess what? It takes a village to be a teacher. Navigating this selection process not only gave me the opportunity to reflect on my practice, but also the community that has poured into me over the course of my career. My village includes dozens of colleagues, administrators, families, and friends. It takes a collective effort to be a teacher. Therefore, these are my love letters, with an S, to all the teachers past and present who have inspired me. Thank you to those talented, creative, weird teachers who make learning fun. Thank you to those teachers who promote equity for all learners. Thank you to those teachers who equip their students with skills and strategies to achieve their goals. Thank you to those teachers who instill confidence in their students to take risks and step outside their comfort zone. Thank you to those teachers who do the heavy lifting at our schools. Not only do they teach, they coach sports, they're club advisors, their classroom doors are always open. Thank you to those teachers who encourage their students to be problem solvers, think deeply, and strive for excellence. And finally, I say right on to those teachers who show up and show out every day to provide rigorous educational opportunities for our kiddos. Remember, in the words of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, never underestimate a public school teacher. Thank you.
Representing the Folsom Cordova Unified School District as 2025 Teacher of the Year, Jennifer Sandford. She has this to say: I want my students to know that their voices matter. During the first weeks of school, I create opportunities for my students to reflect and develop what their hopes and dreams for the school year are. Jennifer is a 3rd and 5th grade teacher at Empire Oaks Elementary School. She'll be introduced this evening by Matthew Hosier. Matthew.
Hi, everyone. The vast majority of you have no idea who I am, so I'll tell you. I'm Matthew, and I'm one of the thousands of students in the Folsom Cordova Unified School District. I'm also very lucky. I'm lucky enough to have gone to some amazing schools, and I've had countless amazing teachers over my schooling. However, there's one in particular who has gone above and beyond to leave her mark. Over my time as a student, I've had some great teachers, but even though I had her 9 years ago, I will never forget Dr. Sandford. After all this time, I still remember the feelings I had in her class, feeling excited to learn, feeling engaged in the lessons, and feeling enveloped in her support. And I will never forget her smile, or the one on my face beaming right back at her. Dr. Sandford was a wonderful teacher, and was exactly who I needed to develop my hunger for learning when I had her in 3rd grade. My sister was lucky enough to have her for both 3rd and 5th, and I remember Dr. Sandford even came to my sister's soccer games to support her. Even now, she comes to my plays at my high school to support me and her other students from years past. A teacher that goes that far to support her students in and out of the classroom is incredibly rare, and even rarer is one who continues to support her students so many years later. Just as we never forgot Dr. Sandford, she never forgot any of us. This dedication and love for her craft is why she won SUSD Teacher of the Year, and that is why she is here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew, and to your mom, Deborah, for coming tonight. Like Matthew said, I had him in 3rd grade, and he represents the many students I've had the privilege to watch grow up to become young adults who are making a positive impact in their communities and will continue to do great things in the world. I am extremely humbled by this recognition of being named Folsom Cordova Unified School District's Teacher of the Year, and truly feel I would not be the educator I am without my colleagues, administrators, students, and communities I've had the honor to partner with over the years. Working together as a team is why our students are successful. Also, congratulations to all the Teachers of the Year here tonight and the hard work that you and your staffs do in your school districts to service the students daily in your communities. I truly see teaching as an art, curating a school experience that sparks curiosity, a love for learning, and witnessing the transformation that can occur in a student's life by everyone working as a team. I'm sure I share with many people in this room tonight that growing up, we don't necessarily remember all the assignments and lessons our teachers taught, but we remember how we felt in their classrooms. It was the teachers who took time to get to know us, showed interest in what we liked, and went the extra mile to encourage or help us when we were struggling. Of course, it's imperative that we ensure that all students have equitable access to high levels of learning, but we also need to foster the confidence and instill a sense of agency within every student. Beyond academic knowledge, we want to strive to expand their capacity to notice the things in their community that they can contribute to, improve, and change. Finally, I could not end this night tonight without thanking a few people. First, thank you to our district leaders in the Folsom Unified School District who are here tonight that continually show their support to the staff, families, and students that we serve. Sarah Parenson, you are one of the greatest administrators I've had the privilege to work with. I want to thank you for being a model of the importance of building authentic relationships. You make each child in your school feel seen and important, and you treat your staff as professionals and experts of their craft. Your trust and encouragement has meant the world to me. Jody Wen, every teacher should have a teaching partner like you, who they can laugh, learn from, and have fun with. You are the best, and I truly appreciate your support and friendship. And finally, to my family, and particularly to my husband who's here tonight, you've been there for me since the day I started my teaching career in 2000. You have supported me, and you always understood my commitment to what I do. Thank you.
Okay, representing the Galt Joint Unified School District as 2025 Teacher of the Year, Carly Walden. She has this to say: I firmly believe that learning is the most effective when it is student-driven, and that I am strictly a facilitator and supporter of that learning. Carly teaches English for 10th through 11th grades at Galt High School. She'll be introduced this evening by Gage Gehring.
Hello, my name is Gage Gehring, and I'm a past student of Mrs. Walden's English Honors 2 class at Galt High School. And although I might not have been the best student in class, she still saw my potential, and she saw that I always put my best foot forward. There was not a student that she didn't reach out to or challenge, and there was not one day in her class where I felt stuck or left out, because she was always there to help me and my classmates and guide us to success. Not only was she impactful academically, she was always checking up on me and my other classmates, engaging in conversation and using every minute of that hour and a half to teach us rhetorical analysis or how to analyze poems. Her classroom culture was welcoming, inspiring, and engaging. Even on days when I didn't want to be at school, I always looked forward to her class because she was always so nice, easy to talk to, and an incredible teacher. We are all so much better because of her guidance. She has a gift, and I know Miss Walden is very deserving of this award. I am honored to be a student of Mrs. Walden's. Congratulations.
Hello. Every day I show up to work, I'm reminded how incredibly lucky I am to be a part of the team we've built at Galt High. And I would like to thank the team of leaders, educators, and students who are the reason I'm standing up here today, because teaching truly is a team effort. I would like to thank my principal, Kelly Beck, who is the true embodiment of leading with heart. She has built a culture of support and camaraderie, so a win for one of us is a win for all of us. Thank you, Kelly, for building and being a part of a team that allows us to be the best versions of ourselves for our students and each other. Anna, thank you so much for joining the best team I have ever been a part of. We are so happy to have you, and I know you will love it as much as I do. Jonas and Brooke, thank you for playing a huge role in my teaching journey as friends and mentors. I cannot express how much I appreciate you and all the amazing people we get to work with. I know you share my sentiment that the three of us are just a small representation of the collective efforts of our school. No matter what events we have planned or what support we need, I cannot think of a single person at our school who would not be willing to help create the best experiences for our students. And I know they would all be here to celebrate with us if they could. Thank you so much to all our colleagues at Galt High. I would also like to thank my husband, Robert. Having amazing teammates at school means a lot, but having the best teammate at home makes everything else possible. I recognize what a privilege it is that I get to look forward to going to work every day just as much as I look forward to going home to you. We really have built the most special life together, and I am a better person and teacher because of you. Finally, I would like to thank Jessalee for still being one of the best teammates and for trusting us to be a part of Gage's village. Gage, thank you for continuing to be the best part of our job. It's our students who remind us how joyful our profession really is. Although there has recently been a lot of negative rhetoric circulating social media regarding teaching as a profession, when I look at the portrayal of what it feels like to be a teacher, I have to say it is like most of the viral content on the internet, generally misleading. A lot about the teaching profession is difficult, but there does not exist a career without challenges. When I think about what I would do if I chose not to be a teacher, the alternatives have similar challenges, but none have comparable advantages. If you want to learn something new every day, become a teacher. If you want to be a mentor, become a teacher. If you want to advocate for others, become a teacher. If you want to be fulfilled, become a teacher. There is no better feeling than getting a thank you note from a student who struggled to believe in themselves until they met you. Teaching is one of the most rewarding things we can choose because it is full of potential, and I wholeheartedly believe anyone interested in becoming a teacher can find a school filled with their favorite teammates, just as I have found mine. I am honored to be the chosen representative of my district, but this win for me is just another win for all of us. Today was another great day to be a warrior. Thank you.
Okay, representing the Natomas Unified School District as 2025 Teacher of the Year, Sabrina Prachu. Here's what she has to say. Come on up. My patience, my understanding, and my desire to see children succeed help me create a classroom that is safe and welcoming for all types of learners. Sabrina teaches first grade at the Two Rivers Elementary School. Sabrina will be introduced tonight by Maverick DeMarco. All right, you got this, bud. Ready? Go like this, is that okay?
Yeah. Miss Protru is a good teacher. I like that she has jobs in class. We went on fun field trips like this mud museum. I like playing block it with our buddy class. She made me smile. I like that she won Teacher of the Year. You are the best first grade teacher.
Sorry, Maverick was a little nervous today. He didn't even eat his dinner yet. So when we're all done with this, make sure you go get something to eat, okay, buddy? All right. I want to start off by congratulating all of you guys. Your hard work and dedication to this profession is being appreciated here, and hopefully many more moments to come throughout your career. It's an honor to represent Natomas Unified School District and my school, Two Rivers Elementary School, as their Teacher of the Year. Without the support of my principal, Colleen Perry, our superintendent, Robin Castillo, my coworkers, students, and their parents, I would not be standing in front of you today. More importantly, I want to thank my amazing husband and my daughter who have had the task of putting up with me on those days that we have all had. The ones where nothing goes right, the students are off the hook, and your principal decides to pick that moment to come into your classroom for an evaluation. Without their support and encouraging words, I wouldn't have had the strength to continue being a teacher. Despite those challenging days, we've also have the ones that make you think, this is why I became a teacher. Those days are filled with curiosity from the students, engagement by all in the lessons that you teach, and one of my favorites, being called mom, because you made that child feel right at home, even in your classroom setting. It is in those moments that I know that I have instilled trust, confidence, and inspiration into my students, and that makes going to work not just a job, but a passion. Thank you, and enjoy this evening.
Maverick's a tough act to follow. Okay, representing the River Delta Unified School District as 2025 Teacher of the Year, Lauren Tyner. Every year, I have the opportunity to create a family within my four walls where my students feel safe to push themselves to do hard things, take risks, and grow. Lauren is a 5th grade teacher at Ileton Elementary School. She will be introduced tonight by Aubrey Mickens.
Hi everyone, my name is Aubrey Mickens and I am a 6th grader at Ileton Elementary. I know Miss Tyner because she was my 5th grade teacher. I really like Miss Tyner as a teacher, and she is my favorite one so far. No offense to her husband who's my teacher this year. I doubt that I will ever forget her because she motivated me to be the best student I could be. Miss Tyner has so many amazing qualities. Last year, our classmate Daniel passed away. During this difficult time, she showed courage when she had to tell the class that Daniel died. She showed empathy because even though Daniel wasn't there, Miss Tyner kept his memory alive for us. Miss Tyner showed us her compassion by keeping Daniel's desk, making cards for his family, and assigning a family each week to bring in fresh flowers for his desk. She was always there for us when we needed to talk about our feelings, and she was very supportive about it. When I was in 4th grade, I lost my love of learning in school. But Miss Tyner's teaching was fun by the way she taught us things. For example, we were learning about the Revolutionary War, and we used the musical Hamilton to connect what we were learning. She made her teaching understandable. Like during math, she taught us in a way that made it easy and understandable for us. She is organized. Each day we knew what to expect and do. That made the school year enjoyable. At the end of 5th grade, I regained back my love of learning and school because she gave it to me. For all these reasons and more, I understand why she was chosen as Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Miss Tyner. I love you.
Aubrey told me there was a 49% chance I was going to cry. She won. My name is Lauren Tyner. I've been an Ileton Tiger for 19 years. I first decided I wanted to be a teacher when I was in 5th grade. My first students were my grandparents, and I'm very grateful to my grandpa for being my very first challenging student. My dad wanted me to be a math major at West Point, and he really hoped that I would change my mind at some point, but off I went to Sonoma State, where I got my teaching credential. I'll never forget the one and only time he made it to my classroom when he told me, "I get it now, you're good at this." My first year at Ileton was spent teaching self-contained 8th grade, which was an adventure. And for the following 18 years, I've taught 5th grade, which is clearly the best grade ever. People often ask me why I like teaching 5th grade so much, and my answer is always the same. They can tie their own shoes, and if they're going to throw up, they usually make it to a trash can. And while this is true, there are so many more reasons why I love teaching 5th grade. 5th graders are old enough to learn about the mistakes of the past and to understand how those events still affect their lives today. My biggest focus in my classroom is on creating a community where my students treat each other like family. My students are pushed to overlook their differences and look for opportunities to use their own strengths to support each other. We talk daily about how we're all working on something and what we can do to help each other reach our goals. This may sound like a simple task, but I am humbled at the beginning of each school year with the task of trying to make it happen, a reality I am living right now at the end of the 3rd week of school. I teach because I love to create a family in my classroom each year that loves and supports each other, and that is willing to take risks to improve, I love pushing my students to reach goals that they felt were impossible to reach, and I'm so lucky to get to spend each day doing something that brings me such joy. I have so many people here with me tonight who deserve recognition. Of course, my amazing student presenter, Aubrey Mickens, who made me cry and did such a wonderful job. Kathy Wright, my once principal, now superintendent, and longtime dear friend. Her husband, Steve Wright, our fourth grade teacher, the person who interviewed me 19 years ago, and still my go-to when I need a pep talk, like about writing this speech. Stacey Wallace, my principal, who always fights for what's best for our Tigers and is truly the most endlessly positive person I have ever met. My husband, Aaron Seaver, our sixth grade teacher, who is my ultimate teaching partner and Aubrey's teacher. My collaborator, my true partner in all I do, Rory and Wesley, my very patient and proud children. And finally, Beth Hemingway, my mom, who has always been my biggest supporter and who always knew I would not be a math major at West Point. Thank you.
Representing the Robla School District as 2025 Teacher of the Year is Joshua Weeks. By actively seeking to understand my students' interests, backgrounds, and hobbies, I can seamlessly integrate academic content. Joshua teaches STEM classes at Bell Avenue Elementary School. He'll be introduced by Layla Khan.
Hello, my name is Lila, and I would like to tell you a bit about Mr. Weeks, aka the teacher with the amazing hair. I started 5th grade at Bell Avenue Elementary School. Right away, Mr. Weeks made me feel welcomed, and at the school, I felt like I had a spot there. Mr. Weeks wasn't my primary teacher, but I had him for math, science, and EO. I was a 5th grader that didn't enjoy science, but the way Mr. Weeks taught, I went from strongly disliking science to looking forward to it every day. Because Mr. Weeks didn't just teach, he made learning enjoyable. He turned science into a hand-on experiment. I am now in middle school, and I wish science was as fun as it was when I had Mr. Weeks as my science teacher. Mr. Weeks also taught me everything I know about technology. I am now passionate about technology. I could proudly say Mr. Weeks helped me build a future for myself. He had a news program at school called Tiger News. When I first heard of this, it caught my attention. I immediately signed up and I got in. Mr. Weeks taught me how to work on camera and behind the camera. Mr. Weeks taught me and the rest of the Tiger News crew so well, we were honored with the chance to go to the SIVA's red carpet. Mr. Weeks got the Alan Henderson Award, which is an award that promotes teaching, media, and education. Mr. Weeks, the teacher with the amazing hair, is genuinely a teacher that stands out with his amazing capability and his skills. His amazing capability to teach and help everyone at the same time. Mr. Weeks is definitely a multitasker. I would always hear everyone saying, Mr. Weeks, help me with this and that. Mr. Weeks has the capability to make sure Bell Avenue and the Robla School District is a better and safer place for all kids in elementary school and kids entering elementary school. Mr. Weeks, I would like to say a thank you from me and hundreds of other students and staff for making school an enjoyable, safe, and comfortable learning space. Thank you. You have helped us so much and have changed our life for the better. I think I speak for all of us who have got to know Mr. Weeks or have got the chance to be around him. He is definitely a hardworking teacher, and he deserves to be recognized for all the hard work he puts in to help the Robla School District community. Mr. Weeks, you have impacted all of our lives, and I know you will continue to impact other elementary students' lives like you did mine. Thank you.
So good. This is truly an amazing event. I am honored to represent the Robla School District. Once again, my name is Joshua Weeks. Thank you very much, Lila, for those beautiful and kind words. It is because of amazing students like you that I love what I do, and it's because of you that I'm here tonight. I stand here before you all today in the presence of others that share my exact passion. Those with a foundation here, those that have helped me create a foundation of becoming an educator and being the person I am. I really just want to take this time just to say a few thank yous. To my parents, I thank my father for instilling hard work, ethics, and a never give up attitude. To my mother, I thank her for blessing me with a generous and kind heart, a large drive to help others, also the ability not to say no to people in need, but not gonna lie, sometimes that adds a lot to my plate, but still, thank you nonetheless. To my wife, thank you very much for your unwavering love and support and blessing us with a wonderful child named Dante, who's just like me and a picky eater. I am very fortunate to have one of the best teaching partners in the world, Miss Sandra Carter, right over there. She's not only a colleague, she's an amazing friend who literally is one of my rocks at school. I thank you greatly because she is the one who helps me say no. She will literally in the hall go, no, he can't help right now, he has too much to do. So thank you for that, for supporting. We are truly a dynamic duo. I definitely want to thank the best boss, truly, I have ever had in the world, Miss Lisa Hall. Thank you very much for allowing me to try out my unique lessons and do amazing clubs after school. To all my colleagues and to all of our district staff and hardworking individuals, I want to say, truly, I feel a part of a district that cares for their students and cares for the community. I love the dedication, I love the commitment they show, and I feel truly a part of a community that has made school my second home. And of course, my biggest thank you go to my students. Their curiosity, their laughter, their unique ideas, and their drive to learn is what creates my passion for teaching. Every single day I enter that classroom, they inspire me to become a better educator and to become a more compassionate person. Every educator here knows that teaching is not easy, not at all. Teachers work so hard that our primary students literally think we live in the school. If they see us outside the school, they will be shocked. So there will be times, even in my roughest days, where I will come home exhausted and I will just collapse on the couch. And my amazing wife always jokes that, don't worry, one day I will win the lottery, you can just retire early. But I honestly tell her, even if you win the lottery, I'm still going to be teaching. And the reason why is because I don't see it as work, I just see it as something I love to do. What I love most about being an educator is that we don't just get to impart knowledge to our students, it also gives us the opportunity to make strong, long-lasting connections along the way. Thank you all.
The Sacramento City Unified School District has 2 Teachers of the Year. The first teacher is Erin Leon. Come on up. She has this to say. The relationships I build with my students are incredibly rewarding. Knowing that I have positively impacted their lives and contributed to their personal and academic development is deeply fulfilling. Erin teaches social sciences to 9th and 11th grades at Luther Burbank High School and will be introduced by Leana Garcia.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leana Garcia, and I'm here today on behalf of Miss Leone, as y'all heard. Growing up, you hear all about high school and graduation, but people don't exactly talk about the hardships you face getting through the rigorous 4 years. Walking into my 5th period ethnic studies class for the first time was nerve-wracking. It was a class I knew nothing about, with people I hadn't met, and the pressure of a good impression on the first day. What I didn't know at the time was how much not only I, but many would come to love the environment Miss Leone created. Immediately upon entering the room, it's dimly lit, vines lining the perimeters of the walls, and lights strung just below them. And not to mention her signature humidifier that's sitting on her desk. But the environment went far beyond the physical. The 5th period Leone tribe grew as a family with everyone working as a well-oiled machine, whether it be in group projects, class jobs, or simply interaction during lessons. There was no pressure to always have the right answer or never any feelings of people being the black sheep in the classroom. Personally, Miss Leone was always a person to come to, whether it be ranting about my school drama that was obviously life important at the time, really threatening, or to show her my new pieces of writing that I created, or just to check in academically. She has supported my passions throughout these years, making me feel valued and important, as she's done with so many others. I genuinely couldn't think of anyone more hardworking, empathetic, or deserving than she is. With that said, today, I'm honored to honor you, and thank you, introducing the stunning Miss Leone.
Thank you. I am incredibly honored to be in this space with so many amazing educators. Hearing all of the stories is really inspiring. Hearing from your students is really inspiring. Teaching is such an important job because as teachers, we have so much opportunity to influence the young minds that ultimately go on to become our society. I became a teacher because I wanted to give students a space where they feel safe, supported, and valued, just like I needed when I was a student. My classroom is more than just a place to learn. It's a community, a sanctuary where every student knows that they belong and where they are encouraged to grow, not just academically, but as whole people. I know that I'm not solely responsible for the intelligent, resilient, creative young lady that Leona has become. I know that she's had many teachers long before she ever stepped into the classroom, but I'm proud that I get to be a part of the web of teachers who have an opportunity to influence and make an impact in the lives of every student that we encounter. I want to thank all teachers for being a part of that web of influence in our society. This award is a testament to the collective effort of everyone in our educational community. We are all Teachers of the Year. I thank the Titan team at Luther Burbank High School for motivating me to be a better educator and to be a better advocate for our students and our community. My vice principal, Mr. Germany, for mentorship and true leadership that inspires and challenges me to grow. I thank my friends for keeping me balanced, my teacher besties, my marigolds, my families and my villages, the Robinsons, the Cooks, the Leones. Thank you for all that you have done, all of the love and support along this journey. Teaching is a privilege, and teaching is consequential. With that consequence comes great responsibility. And unfortunately, I know that not all students get to experience that safe and supportive environment that they all deserve. That's why I am so passionate about the work that we're doing in SAC Unified around accountability and restorative justice. This work isn't just about correcting wrongs, it's about creating a future where every student, regardless of their background, has access to a safe, supportive, and inclusive learning environment. So I stand here today deeply honored by this recognition, and I want to remind us all that the true measure of our success is not in the awards that we receive, but in the lives that we touch and the change that we can inspire. Let's continue to work together to build a brighter, more just and equitable future for our students, for our communities, and for the world at large. Ashe. Thank you.
The second 2025 Teacher of the Year for the Sacramento City Unified School District is Kelly Martinez. She has this to say: by fostering a sense of community and collaboration, I aim to create an inclusive learning environment where every student feels valued and empowered to participate. Kelly teaches Japanese at Rosemont High School, and she'll be introduced this evening by Jessica Vences. Jessica.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jessica Vences, and I am honored to introduce one of the most compassionate and committed educators I've had the pleasure of learning from, Mrs. Martinez. As a student in her class, I've experienced firsthand how Mrs. Martinez goes above and beyond to support her students. Throughout high school, I struggled significantly with my mental health and was overwhelmed by the challenges I encountered. I used to go to high school in the morning crying, feeling exhausted no matter how many hours I got of sleep, and anxious. Coming from a household of color, it was difficult to secure resources and support. Having the desire to pursue further education as a first-generation student and a love for learning, yet feeling alone, helpless, and worried, even if I could finish high school. Undergoing depression and anxiety made learning difficult, sleeping in class, panic attacks before tests, and struggling socially, making school a place I dreaded. In these trying times, Mrs. Martinez provided crucial resources and comforting encouragement, whether that was walking me down to the office for a moment to self-regulate, referrals for mental health services, or simply listening to a student in need, providing advice. Knowing that there was someone I could go to made the most difficult time of my life bearable. Mrs. Martinez is a teacher that recognizes that each of us have unique strengths and challenges and aspirations. A teacher who consistently goes out of her way to ensure that we feel valued, heard, and empowered to achieve our goals, reflecting her unwavering belief in us and our potential. The difference between a struggling and thriving student often hinge on the presence of a dedicated educator who believes in their potential and provides support beyond the curriculum, helping them grow as a person and teaching them the importance of self-care, perseverance, and the ability to advocate for oneself, a goal that is embodied in Mrs. Martinez's teachings. This is why I'm so proud to see her recognized as a Teacher of the Year for Sacramento City Unified School District. Thank you so much.
So we're about to find out if this mascara is waterproof. We're gonna see. Minasan konbanwa. I am deeply honored to be named one of the Teacher of the Year candidates for the Sacramento City Unified School District. I want to start by thanking the people organizers from SCOE for hosting this banquet, as well as all of the participating school districts and the other nominees for the Sacramento County Teacher of the Year for being here and for supporting educators. While I know that I did not get into this profession for the recognition and for the fame, acknowledging the hard work and accomplishments of our area educators affirms the value of our commitment and our work to ourselves, our schools, and most importantly to our students, many of whom have already been celebrating along with us. Along those lines, I would also like to thank a few people who have contributed to my success. One of my own teachers, Mr. Yoazama, who instilled in me the necessity of full immersion for effective language learning. Many of my current and former students, like Jessica, who helped create a positive and welcoming environment for others. My principal, Mr. Jones, for never saying no to me when I wanted something from my class, which I have forms for a field trip that I need a signature on when you get a chance. And to Mr. Brian Fisher of McClatchy High School, a fellow board member of this Matsuyama Sacramento Sister City Corporation, for always taking time to collaborate with me. What I take the most pride in is providing my students with opportunities to use the Japanese language in real-world contexts, which is not always easy. To that end, I established a pen pal program along with Mrs. Kumiko Hamamatsu from Matsuyama North Secondary School in Sacramento's sister city of Matsuyama, Japan. Our students write physical letters on this thing called paper for our younger attendees. They write them in Japanese and mail them with stamps to their peers in Matsuyama. This exchange is not only about language practice, but about building genuine connections across the world in an increasingly isolating virtual world for my students. Many of those students have returned and told me that they're able to continue fostering the friendships made with their pen pals and even had the opportunity to visit them in Japan, which is incredibly touching and a meaningful connection that I'm so thankful to be a part of. I am incredibly proud of the program I created and my other accomplishments, such as being named one of the Sacramento City Unified School District Teacher of the Year nominees And I look forward to using it to inspire my school, my students, and myself to be the best versions of ourselves. And I hope that I'm able to live up to the Teacher of the Year title. 皆様ありがとうございます。
Okay. Representing the Sacramento County Office of Education as 2025 Teacher of the Year is Heather Morehouse Jack. She says this: because over 90% of deaf children are born to hearing families, part of my job is to support families' understanding of their child's unique needs so that they can effectively advocate for their child. Heather is an infant educator for families throughout Sacramento County. Heather will be introduced by Kimberly Wynn this evening.
Hello. It is my wonderful honor and privilege to introduce Heather Morehouse Jack as the Sacramento County Office of Education Teacher of the Year. My name is Kimmy Nguyen, and I'm the proud mom of Chloe Nguyen. And she is incredibly fortunate to have Heather as her teacher during the critical early years from birth to age 3. Heather's passion and dedication for serving children, especially those like Chloe, who are deaf and hard of hearing, have always shone so brightly. Her tireless commitment to researching new ways to support her students through advocacy and language development is truly remarkable. She has not only impacted Chloe's life, but has also made a lasting difference for our entire family. The resources Heather provided, from the early intervention program to her guidance, which helped me become a stronger advocate for Chloe and also her sister for their future, has been invaluable. We are eternally grateful to Heather for all that she has done and countless others. This recognition is truly well-deserved. Thank you, Heather, for everything.
I want to say thank you to Kimmy. I'm gonna voice mine. So, I am honored to have been selected SCOE's Teacher of the Year for 2025, and I'm excited to share the spotlight of this with our infant development program, and especially with my family and with my team. I want to say that my colleagues' commitment to providing services and resources to families with infants and toddlers over the years inspires me and continues to inspire me to continue learning along with them. I'm proud of the work that we do together with families to nurture and support their child's unique needs and their overall development. So families like my own and Kimmy's guide me in my work with new families whose children have been identified as deaf or hard of hearing. As a deaf and hard of hearing specialist, who is also deaf, I share with families personal examples and insights into navigating a hearing world. Some of it is easy, and a lot of it is not, so it's mixed emotions. With families, we work together to focus on language development, including learning to sign, with the goal of preventing the effects of language deprivation, which occurs when language is not completely accessible from birth. Language deprivation in early childhood impacts cognition, social and emotional development, which in turn impacts later academic achievement, employment, and overall quality of life. And I'm thankful that everybody else has cried before me, so I don't have to be the first one. I want to say thank you to my family, especially my mom, for understanding how important that was to me, for understanding how important access was to me, to my principal, who wasn't able to be here tonight, and to my team for all of their support, and to all of the families that we serve for allowing us into their homes during a vulnerable time in their lives. And I also want to say thank you to all of my sign language interpreters who go to my home visits, and they never know what to expect. So whether it's taking a ball to the head or getting covered in Play-Doh on the floor, they show up and they're there for me. And lastly, I want to say congratulations to all of the teachers here who are being recognized tonight, and I want to teach you one sign, which is teacher. This is the sign for teach. When you do this, it's teacher. Thank you.
They just keep getting more and more impressive. Whew, no pressure. All right, representing the San Juan Unified School District as 2025 Teacher of the Year, Melissa Oates. She has this to say. There you go. No matter my students' backgrounds, abilities, or academic levels, I thrive on watching the spark of curiosity and eagerness ignite regardless of their starting point. Melissa's a third grade teacher at Dyer Kelly Elementary School, and this evening she'll be introduced by Sophia Kaderi. Sophia.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sophia Kaderi, and I'm a freshman at El Camino. I am truly honored to stand before you today to speak about someone who profoundly impacted my life, Mrs. Oates. When I think about the essence of great teaching, I immediately think of Mrs. Oates. From the first day I entered her classroom, it was clear that Mrs. Oates was not just teaching a subject, but was dedicated to inspiring each and every one of us. Mrs. Oates has a remarkable ability to make even the most challenging topics seem approachable and fascinating. She transforms the classroom into a place of curiosity and discovery, where learning is not just about memorizing facts, but about understanding and engaging with the material on a deeper level. But it's not just Mrs. Oates' teaching skills that have made an impact. It's her unwavering belief in each student's potential. She has a unique talent for recognizing strengths and helping us see them too. Whenever we face challenges, Mrs. Oates was always there to offer encouragement and support, helping us believe that we could overcome any obstacle. I remember when we were working on a project and I was getting really frustrated because I couldn't get or do it right. And when I told her about it, the first thing she did was encourage me and try to do my best and believe in myself. That moment, among many others, made a lasting impression on me. It taught me that learning is not just about achieving good grades, but about growing as an individual, and that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. Mrs. Oates, your dedication, patience, and passion are truly inspiring. You have not only taught us lessons from textbooks, but have imparted lessons about life, about perseverance, curiosity, and importance of believing in ourselves. As we move forward, the lessons we've learned in your classrooms will stay with us, guiding us in our future endeavors. Your impact goes far beyond the confines of the classroom. It reaches into our hearts and minds, shaping the people we become. On behalf of all your students, past and present, I want to express our deepest gratitude. Thank you for being a remarkable teacher, a mentor, and a source of inspiration. Your influence has made a difference in our lives, and for that, we are eternally grateful. And because Mrs. Oates was my third grade teacher, my favorite number has been 3 cents. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia, for your sweet words. I'm grateful for you and for all of the classmates. You inspire me to show up every single day and to give my best. Okay. Good evening, Sacramento County teachers, students, families, and affiliates. I'm honored to be here tonight as San Juan Unified School District's Teacher of the Year. As I look around the room tonight, I am full of hope knowing that all of you hardworking, dedicated teachers are the ones leading us in our classrooms across Sacramento. I'm humbled by this opportunity to sit among you. Thank you to San Juan board members for being here tonight. Thank you, Jamal Hicks, for your unwavering support as my principal at Dyer Kelly. Thank you for trusting your teachers, for sharing your passion, and for your leadership you provide daily to our staff. As Jamal likes to say, DK is most definitely the place to be. 17 years ago, I was hired in San Juan Unified, and I currently teach third grade at Dyer Kelly Elementary, where I have been for the past 8 years. I feel fortunate to be at the site that prioritizes professional development and really focuses on the social and emotional learning of our students. It might be strange to admit this to an audience of educators, but I did not always love school. I struggled in elementary and often felt lost and overwhelmed as I tried to keep up with my classmates. I was full of self-doubt, and battled all kinds of anxiety that happens to all of us when we just don't feel like we belong. All of this changed during my 6th grade year when I had a teacher who saw me, the kind of teacher who took time to really notice me and to reach out with kindness and encouragement. This teacher changed everything for me because he saw past my broken home and my academic failures and instead focused on the potential that he believed I had. His unwavering belief in me sparked a passion and helped to transform my educational journey. All of these years later, here I am still trying to pay forward all of the gifts that he gave me. All of these years later, here I am still committed to being the type of teacher he was. And all of these years later, I still spend every day trying to make my students feel seen and valued. I aspire to be that guiding hand for my students to encourage them to discover their own potential and to support them through their challenges. When we as educators build these types of connections with our students, we build trust and provide safety, which allow our students to express themselves and take risks in their own learning. These types of relationships can be extended beyond academic performances and contribute to our students' social and emotional well-being, giving them that strong foundation of a long-term success. My standing here tonight is a testament to that. I often tell my students that I spend many days, my days are spent more with them than my own children at home. I tell them that this is my choice, and I tell them I choose to spend these hours with them because they matter. Our relationships don't need to end in June because my hope is that it carries them through their journey in life. I'm fortunate to experience these relationships with former students, such as Sophia, who come back and visit me often, send an email, and now, social media, I get those friend requests. And if relationship building, trust, love, and respect is the cornerstone of my teaching practice, it's because of the relationships I have in my personal life. None of this is possible without my family. They're my everything. They are my people. They continually support me so I can dedicate myself fully to my students. My husband, Rob, has been my rock and supporter for 24 years. He was who I came home to 17 years ago, both exhausted and elated by being in my classroom for the first time. I'm also grateful for our daughter Logan, our youngest son Griffin, my mom Patty, my sister-in-law Angela, and my dearest friend Dawn for all being here tonight to celebrate with me. I also need to give a special shout out to our oldest son Nolan, who is unable to be here because he's living his best life in Chicago, starting his first week of college. It is their love that empowers me to nurture and guide my students as they strive for their goals. Thank you.
All right, next up. Twin Rivers Unified School District has 2 2025 Teachers of the Year. First up, Mark Van Kuren. He says this: fostering learning through student-designed investigations is how we make our students the true scientists and engineers in our classroom. Mark is a 10th through 12th grade teacher at Grant Union High School, where he teaches AP Environmental Sciences, AP Physics, Physics of the Universe. This evening, he will be introduced by Carmen Silva. Carmen?
Hello everyone, my name is Carmen Silva and I'm currently a rising junior at my university studying climate science and public policy. So today I want to celebrate an extraordinary individual who exemplifies, the spirit of education and inspiration, and that would be Mark Van Kuren right here. And he was my high school physics teacher, but he's just not any high school physics teacher. He is the Grant Union High School's bike club founder. So there's that. But he does have other redeeming qualities, don't worry. We'll get to that as well. So regardless of being within our teaching within our high school, despite his being a PhD grad from Columbia, which I'm sure that means he had a bunch of other career options that he could have taken as well, but he chose to, help us and be there for us. And I want to show how I am the product of that change that he had initiated. So it started in his classroom, A2 in main campus. So like many other teachers, he gave us the much dreaded pop quiz this one fateful August morning. And it was to determine the friction of a spinning penny, something that puzzled us and annoyed all of us as well. But despite the atrocity that was that pop quiz, something amazing came out of it. I passed. And he noticed that. Later that week, he asked a question that was common at the time for us seniors. What college were we going to go to? Or what college did we want to go to? And for me, that had never been something that I had truly considered or thought of, because I was, in my head, always going to go to my local state university. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I didn't have any aspirations for myself besides what I had seen around myself as well. And I had never had anyone challenge that, but he did. So he suggested applying for a reach school. And intrigued by that, it was the start of what would ultimately change my life. So months of writing college application essays letter, I was finally done, 3 seconds before the deadlines, of course. And on that fateful April morning, I opened my emails per usual, and I got an acceptance, not just to my state school, but to Brown University. And with that, I was in awe. Even 2 years later, I still get to ask for guidance from him, which I think is amazing, because not a lot of people get that connection with teachers, especially not in public schools that are underfunded, such as Grant Union High School, which I'm sure you guys have heard of its reputation. But I'm very proud to say that he's made so much change within that school. And for that, I'm forever thankful, because who would have guessed that I, out of all people, would make it out? And so many other students as well that he's helped have made it out and are, getting to experience these opportunities that would have otherwise not have been provided. And I'm so thankful for that to this day. I could never truly show that appreciation through this speech. So beyond that, I do want to go ahead and explain what he has done for our school. So for one, he's fostered a really, really strong scientific climate within Grant Union High School itself. So he was able to change the pass rate for the AP Physics exam, which I know you guys know is very, very difficult to pass. And he changed that pass rate from far below average to higher than the national average. So I just want to congratulate him for that. And he is also currently implementing new standards for our science curriculums at Twin Rivers. And just recently, I actually got to attend a project made possible by him, created in partnership with the U.S. Ice Drilling Program's Education Outreach. And he also brought his students alongside that project that got to collaborate with geologists and help spread awareness to our current climate crisis. And I could name the hundreds of other impressive opportunities he's given his students, but I hope my testament and that my story was enough to showcase what great teachers who genuinely care can do, that there are spaces in prestigious institutions for people like us too. So thank you so much.
My dad, my grandpa, my grandma, my aunt, my uncle, and my other uncle were all educators. So naturally, as a teenager, I was like, there is no way I am going to become an educator out of all of this. And I did not pursue that in undergrad. I went straight into geology. I love geology. And then I went into grad school, and I studied rock friction. Talk about making a difference in the world, studying rock friction, right? I was at Columbia, as Carmen said, and part of the nice thing about that was that Columbia was rolling out the next generation science standards. There were people there that were working on it, and I had nothing to do with it. I was in the background working on a computer, and I was listening to somebody that was doing climate work there, and they had said, there's no one from our institutions going into public education, and if we're ever going to make a difference about our changing climate, we need people from here going in. And it made me think, that's right. What could I do in the world with rock friction? Nothing. So I did decide at that point, and I did think back to my dad's work. My dad, great guy, but his work was in something I know nothing about, and I still can't do, which is wood shop. And he taught wood shop in a place called Navajo, New Mexico. You've probably never heard of it. It is a town of about, when the time he was there, about 70% poverty. There's only 3 places you could work: the sawmill, the grocery store, or the post office. Most students there, college wasn't an answer for them. They wanted something to do or nothing to do. And my dad had thrown into the web, had to figure out something. And his idea was, let's do projects to give them something to do, something interesting. Let's make sheds that you can put in your backyards and put stuff in. But these students saw the sheds as places for their grandparents to live. They built them in his woodshop class, and they said, my grandma would love to live here. And all of the students in the school suddenly found it like, our grandparents would love to live in this. There was meaning to the work that they did in his class. And it was something that I thought of when I was looking at what I was finishing in grad school, when I wanted to go into education. Even though I was doing physics, and I immediately came to Grant as soon as I finished, how can I find meaning in our students' works? When we talk about reaching all students, we have creatives and intellectuals and the builders in our schools. How can we reach all of them? And so I really thank Twin Rivers for letting me have the ability to play in my physics class, where it's not all physics in college, people like Carmen that are doing great things, and she's going to be someone that institutes change in her community. But how can we reach those students that want to go into construction too? And those students that come back that say, thank you for making us solve triangles. I use it on the construction site every day. Those are just as rewarding to hear, because they're the people in our community also making the difference, and they're proud of where they came from. So thank you, Twin Rivers, and I hope all of you teachers here, congratulations to all of you. I hope all of you are looking for meaningful work with your students, and I know you're all doing it every day. Thank you.
The second teacher representing Twin Rivers Unified School District is Edie Jiang. With a room of diverse learners, it is imperative that they feel proud of the culture and backgrounds that they bring to our class. Edie teaches 5th grade at Foothill Oaks Elementary School. Edie will be introduced tonight by Stephanie Martinez. Stephanie? You need to hold on to something.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I'm happy to be here to represent Ms. Zhang. Today I will be reading a letter I wrote to her from my heart. You have no idea how lucky I am to have met someone as amazing as you. When it comes to saying goodbye, it's going to be really hard. We've had our ups and downs, but you've taught me so much I will take out into this world as I get older. I've grown and changed a lot over these 2 years because you have shown me how to believe in myself. Now that I am moving to 7th grade, I'm scared that I won't have a teacher like you. The kids that will come into your class next year will be so lucky to have you. Ms. Zhang, I love that you are always someone that I can talk to and give me great advice. Just having you 2 years ago was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me and was a life-changing experience. Thank you for speaking for me. Because of it, I was able to get the help that I needed. I would have not been the kid that believed in herself. I would have not believed that I'm smart and I am capable of achieving anything I want in life. I would not have Ace and Beast without your guidance and your help. I'd still be that one kid in class that always had C's and D's. That's why I'm grateful for you. I love the way you teach. It's so fun, and I'm glad to be able to tell the world that I was one of your students. As new students come, I hope that they see how important you are and that they treat you well. Even though I gave you attitude sometimes, you never yelled at me. You were always calm and happy. You were a big blessing in my life, and I'm so grateful God gave me you as a teacher. Whether you know it or not, I'm going to miss you so much. You've marked my life forever, and you will always be that special teacher that I will remember for the rest of my life.
Stephanie. No, ma'am. Thank you, Stephanie. I am so proud of you and so honored that I was a part of your journey. Stephanie is the prime example of what happens when we can curate positive relationships between parents and teachers and create an amazing support system for these students. She's a driven woman and so amazing. Okay. Teaching is such a profound responsibility that we endeavor to take on every day. I can say that my first year of teaching was filled with laughter and tears and lessons taught and much more lessons learned. It's now been over a decade, and I am learning every day through my phenomenal students. I was brought into teaching through a series of interesting events that 2 minutes would never do justice. I am a native Floridian. We'll just take it from there. However, behind it all, and what is inevitably behind most great teachers is a great teacher. A teacher that created a home in her classroom where mistakes were celebrated and learning was immersive. For me, that teacher was my 5th grade teacher, Miss Fisher. Every morning I walk into my classroom and I turn on my lights, and she is at the forefront of my mind, and I strive to create the magic that she created for me. Along with Miss Fisher is my father. His perseverance and constant dreams, or as he called them, ideas, motivated me to never settle for where I'm at and always reach for the next step. And finally, my grandmother, who was not a teacher, but a paraeducator in a dropout prevention program, with her no-nonsense attitude and her soft spot for the children that many had given up on. I feel blessed to attend here tonight with all of you amazing educators. I am not here, though, because of me. I am here because of the resilience of my students. I am here because of my brilliant and understanding principal, who has to hear my ideas very often. I am here because of my glittery ball of sunshine teaching partner, Courtney Harbin. I am here because of my mother, who taught me to persevere even through the darkest of times. I am here because of my extremely patient husband, who supports me even when I say I'm changing my classroom theme again this year. And I am here because of my beautiful, amazing, brave son, Oliver, who makes every day an adventure. And I thank you so much for the honor of being up here.
All right, some impressive teachers, some impressive student introducers as well. So let's show our appreciation to all these inspiring teachers who are making a difference in the lives of families throughout Sacramento County. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Al Brown, Sacramento County Board of Education President, to say a few words about the Eleanor Lincoln Hickey Award of Merit, a special award that will be presented to our 2 winning Sacramento County 2025 Teachers of the Year. Doctor.
Thank you, Richard. I'm honored to be here this evening. Mrs. Eleanor Lincoln Hickey, for whom this prestigious award is named, like all the teachers we honored this evening, was an educator who made countless contributions to education and the community she served. During her decorated career, she touched the lives of thousands of students while teaching public speaking, debate, journalism, radio, television, and English. Shortly before retiring, Mrs. Hickey was named Sacramento City Unified School District Teacher of the Year and went on to be chosen the Sacramento County Teacher of the Year. That was back in 1978. Mrs. Hickey didn't slow down. Much in retirement, she served on both the Sacramento City School Board and the County Board of Education, twice as its president. In 2005, a SCOE community school was formally named the Eleanor Lincoln Hickey Junior Senior High School in her honor. After her passing in 2008, the County Board of Education adopted this special award in celebration of Mrs. Hickey's dedication to teaching and to teachers, students, and their families. So to all the teachers here tonight, and especially to the two who will be chosen as our Sacramento County 2025 Teachers of the Year, please know that you are carrying on a great legacy. I cannot express enough how much we respect and appreciate your daily efforts in the classroom, serving hundreds of students and families across our exceptional county. This award is the highest honor bestowed by the Sacramento County Board of Education and is given to each of the Sacramento County's 2025 Teachers of the Year once they are announced. At this time, I would like to invite Jamie Davis and Danja Harding. Donna. Hey, I can't get it right. Come on up. Okay, Miss Harding. Back to the podium to open the top secret envelopes and reach the announcements.
Okay, I have one of the 2025 Teachers of the Year. Our first 2025 Teacher of the Year spends most of their lunch breaks meeting with students for tutoring, supervising clubs, overseeing student leadership, and organizing special activities for students. I think that's every educator in this room. This person is described by peers as a team player, a problem solver, and passionate teacher with unparalleled enthusiasm. Has more than 10 years of experience teaching science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Please welcome from Bell Avenue Elementary in the Robles School District. Let's hear it for 5th grade teacher Joshua Weeks. Congratulations.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting this, though. I just want to say thank you to everyone. I can't say how proud and how grateful I feel to be in a room with such amazing educators. I am thankful that, once again, I am blessed with all the students that I've been able to teach. I'm blessed to be part of a district that supports, and I'm blessed to have this opportunity to go forward and to promote education. So I hope that me and my fellow winner, hope you help me out as well. And I hope to make everyone proud. So thank you very much for this honor.
Now, come April, you've been invited back to the Charlie Clark.
Our second 2025 Teacher of the Year consistently employs hands-on teaching to cultivate students' critical thinking and problem-solving skills. has been chosen to lead the developing next generation science standards, as well as physics and environmental sciences materials for their district. Is praised by their principal for professionalism, dedication, work ethic, and passion for imparting love for science to the future generations. No rock friction yet. From Grant Union High School in Twin Rivers Unified School District, Mark Van Kuren.
Thank you. Wow, winging 2 speeches in a night. So I'm going to keep this one real short then. The first one was hard enough. Thank you for this award, SCOE. It's a really great honor, and congratulations to all of the teachers here that were nominated for this. And a special thanks for all of the students that gave speeches tonight. It is intimidating to be up here as someone that does it every day. So for all the students here, feel your pain. Thank you for doing it. All of your teachers, love that you came up here and spoke for them. So I want to thank all of you students here for making it and doing it tonight. Thank you, SCOE.
Okay.
Thank you.
And now if you'll turn your attention to your screens right here, please enjoy a special tribute to all the teachers who've been honored this evening as we showcase how they are making a difference in students' lives and the community's lives. Please help us recognize the teachers you've heard tonight one more time with a big round of applause when each of their names appears on the screen. Let's watch.